Imagine a scenario in which benevolent interdimensional beings make their presence known by appearing in our skies. What interest would the US government have in leading the masses to believe that these beings were a threat?
If benevolent interdimensional beings were to reveal themselves, the US government, or any government, might have an interest in framing them as a threat for several strategic, political, and psychological reasons. These motivations might include 1. Maintaining control and power. Distraction. Framing these beings as a threat could unify the population against a common enemy, redirecting focus from domestic issues like inequality, political dissent, or economic struggles. Justification for surveillance. A perceived alien threat could justify increased government surveillance, military spending, and restrictions on freedoms under the guise of protection. Preservation of authority. Benevolent beings offering advanced knowledge or alternative systems of governance could undermine faith in current political structures. Labeling them as dangerous would suppress such influence. 2. Weaponization and militarization. Funding and development. The government could use the threat narrative to secure massive funding for defense projects, such as advanced weaponry or technology designed to counter the beings. Power projection. Military mobilization against an external threat could bolster the government's standing as a global superpower, showcasing its dominance and readiness. 3. Economic interests. Corporate profits. Defense contractors, tech firms, and related industries would benefit greatly from prolonged militarization and fear-driven consumption. Control of resources. If the beings offered technology to harness clean energy or solve scarcity issues, governments might suppress this to maintain the status quo for industries reliant on oil, gas, or monopolistic practices. 4. Fear as a tool of social control. Unifying through fear. Historically, governments have used external threats, real or imagined, to rally populations, diminish dissent, and centralize authority. Fearful citizens are less likely to question policies or leadership. Demonization of otherness. Framing the beings as different and dangerous could tap into existing human tendencies to fear the unknown, ensuring societal compliance with defensive measures. Passer 5. Suppression of alternative paradigms. Religious disruption. If the being's existence or teachings contradicted major religious doctrines, governments might frame them as a threat to avoid mass spiritual and social upheaval. Technological disruption. If the beings offered technology or knowledge that rendered current systems obsolete, governments could suppress it to prevent economic chaos or loss of control. 6. Strategic ambiguity and information hoarding. Knowledge monopoly. Governments might want exclusive access to the being's knowledge or technology, keeping the public in the dark about potential benefits. Leveraging fear diplomatically. They could use the perceived threat to strengthen alliances, create coalitions, and increase their geopolitical influence. The reality of human nature. Even if these beings were demonstrably benevolent, human history shows a tendency to mistrust what is unfamiliar. Governments might exploit this fear to consolidate power and ensure their interests remain protected. What would be lost? By framing such beings as a threat, humanity might miss out on profound opportunities for growth, understanding, and collaboration. However, challenging these narratives would require significant public awareness, critical thinking, and resistance to fear-driven propaganda.